Now I'd like to congratulating on behalf of Right Direction YouTube channel, Right Direction Online TV. Now I invited a great person who is famous in Brahmanbaria because he is a famous English grammar writer. Now my request goes to uh, Mr. Suzat Khan, who is writer of So and So, talk about importance of learning English.
Thank you very much. Firstly, I would like to talk about the position of English in Bangladesh. Very sorry to say that. But English is not a second language in Bangladesh like India or Sri Lanka. In India, English is a second language, in Sri Lanka so. But Bangladesh use English as a foreign language. That is why we are lagging behind. That is a very important thing to discuss. You know, if I talk about the importance of English, you have to be updated in learning English, and you should use English as a tool for using everyday life. English is not an art to be kept on the museum. English is a tool for using everyday life, I think.
Now I'd like to ask a question, that is how to increase the communicative system in our country.
Yeah, thank you very much. Communicative competence is a skill. To increase this kind of skill, you have to know what is communicative competence. Communicative competence refers to the ability to use language in any circumstances with whoever and whatever you can, how much from the from here, that. But you know you have to be much more expert in using the language as a tool for everyday communication. In any circumstances, any position, with anybody, anywhere, if you can use English, you have this communicative competence skill. But you ask me, how can a student increase communicative competence skill? That's very sorry to say that in Bangladesh, we are not increasing that skill. We are just teaching the student how to write English well, how to read English well, but we don't force, or we don't emphasize how to speak in English or how to listen English. So in English you have to be expert in the four skills. Four skills, that is listening, speaking, writing and reading. You have to be updated four skill equally, but we are teaching student what? We are just teaching student how to write well a paragraph, how to write well a composition or dialogue or a story, any other thing in the school. And of course, we are teaching the student how to read the passage, how to read the question paper, nothing else. But you have to be conscious about the listening power, increasing listening power of a student, about our the speaking power. You should give them practical mark 20 out of 100. You should give them listening test. You should show them some movies, some magazines, some talk show that is important for them, and you should ask them some question. What did you understand from the talk show? What did you know from that movie? By this system, I think you can enhance the communicative skill of our students. And another thing I would like to add, that is, you should think in English. You should do any work in English. I told you in the past, English is not an art to be kept in the museum. English is a tool for using everyday life. While a student needs to speak English in every situation, every environment they go, they stay in. Suppose with the family members, with the teachers, students, everything, everywhere. That is why I told you the English should be second language in Bangladesh, but this is not. So I think government should be much more conscious about this matter. If you see in India, Sri Lanka, or like others neighboring country, they are becoming so much developed, and they are going higher than a higher position. Why? They make English the second language in the country, and their students are becoming much more smarter than we think. So I think in Bangladesh we should be much more conscious using English as a second language, Honorable Sir.
Is it possible to learn moral education by learning English language?
Why don't we? In England there is no any honest person. You think? Is there no any devoted person? Of course, there is. So that is not that is not an obstacle for you to be morally immoral. I think English is a language, nothing but, nothing else. Many people think an English user, English speaker is not morally. So I think this is a false idea. This is a wrong idea. English is a language, Bangla is a language, Arabic is a language. Language nothing but just a medium of expression of your what you want to say, want to think, want to write. That is why I think in English there is no any kinds of obstacle to be immoral. So I think if you want moral books in English, if you want moral magazine in English, if you speak English, suppose in Tabligh Jamaat in Bangladesh, some from foreign country, some Tabligh Jamaat come to our mosque. They delivered lecture in English. So this is not a this is joking. I think English is a language that you should respect them.
Okay, sir. Another question is, if we want to develop the communicative competence in our country, what should add the curriculum in the curriculum?
Yeah, but this is a nice question. Thank you very much. My humble request to the authority in power and who writes the curriculum, who makes the curriculum. Thank you very much. The curriculum is exactly right, but we should add something to enhance the capacity of communicative skill. A student should be much more conscious what they are learning and what they are listening. So there should be some practical marks in English. Suppose 10 marks or 20 marks you can give on their examination, so that they can speak English, they can listen English and speaking skill. I think in the classroom an English teacher should use only English language, nothing else. I think, and that is should be included in the curriculum, and by training or by giving message to every school, the curriculum system should be changed and every teacher should be asked to speak in English in the classroom. I think, Honorable Sir.
Okay, sir. Now we are the last position in our program. So my last question to you: how to increase the English skill in our present learner?
Thank you very much. Honorable learners, students, I think you're fine. My humble request to you, be smart. If you want to learn English, be smart. And go to a good teacher, read English daily every day, watch English movie, and make English corner with your friends and family. Just think in English, do any work in English, dreams in English, and love English. Love English teachers, love English book, love English daily, and everything. And wherever and whoever you are talking about in any subject, use English twice a day, thrice a day, or 4 times, and every time when you get chance to talk. And if you want to make yourself perfect in English, you have to be conscious that you are learning English, because this is not our mother tongue. This is a foreign language for Bangladesh. But you have to use English as a second language. And I again say you, English is not an art to be kept or to be designed in a museum. English is a language, is a tool for using everyday life. Go to market, use English. Go to class, use English. Go to your family, use English. And I think, I hope, I can surely say you will be able to speak English a very few times. With a quick moment, you will learn English. Thank you very much.
Dear viewers, Sir said which is interesting speech, that is, love your English teacher, love English, and do stay in English language. And if you enjoy this program, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the notification first. Until then, Allah Hafiz, bye bye.